Here is my Security News Roundup for the week ending June 16th, 2023. U.S. government agencies hit in global cyber attack. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency is providing support to several federal agencies that have experienced intrusions affecting their MOVEit applications. Eric Goldstein, the agency's Executive Assistant Director for Cybersecurity, said in a statement on Thursday to CNN, referring to the software impacted, "We are working urgently to understand impacts and ensure timely remediation." Aside from U.S. government agencies, several hundred companies and organizations in the U.S. could be affected by the hacking spree, a senior CISA official told reporters later Thursday, citing estimates from private experts. No ransomware demands have currently been made. Read more at CNN.com. Microsoft releases updates to patch critical flaws in Windows and other software. Microsoft has rolled out fixes for its Windows operating system and other software components to remediate major security shortcomings as part of Patch Tuesday updates for June 2023. It's worth noting that Microsoft also closed out 26 other flaws in Edge, all of them rooted in Chromium itself, since the release of May Patch Tuesday updates. If you're using a different Chromium-based browser like Chrome, it may be a good idea to make sure it's also updated. Topping the list of fixes is a privilege escalation flaw in SharePoint Server that could be exploited by an attacker to gain administrative privileges. Read more at thehackernews.com. Here's some startling news. The FBI buys your phone data, just like everyone else. It should come as no surprise to hear that companies and other entities have access to your personal data. But a newly declassified report has revealed that U.S. intelligence and spy agencies buy the personal data of American citizens. The report confirms that agencies buy citizens' so-called commercially available information. This commercially available data comes from smartphones, connected cars, IoT devices, web tracking technologies like cookies, and more traditional avenues such as public records. Data obtained via purchases include location information, web browsing activity, social media info, and more. Read more at thehackernews.com. Researchers uncover publisher spoofing bug in Microsoft Visual Studio installer. Security researchers have warned about an easily exploitable flaw in the Microsoft Visual Studio installer that could be abused by a malicious actor to impersonate a legitimate publisher and distribute malicious extensions. The threat actor could impersonate a popular publisher and issue a malicious extension to compromise a targeted system. Varion's researcher Dolev Toller said, "Malicious extensions have been used to steal sensitive information, silently access and exchange code, or take full control of a system. This flaw, which was just patched, points out the importance of keeping your system updated." Read more at thehackernews.com. EU takes major step toward AI regulation as the AI Act moves into final phase. On Wednesday, the European Parliament passed the first draft of the AI Act. It's expected that the regulation will be passed sometime later this year after the European Parliament, European Commission, and Council of the EU finish regulations. The AI Act is a law that focuses on the safe development of applications of AI like ChatGPT and Bard. It puts restrictions on the riskiest uses of the technology, like the use of facial recognition software. The law would also require AI developers to be more transparent by disclosing the data used to create their programs. Currently, the draft contains provisions that would prevent AI tools from generating illegal, racist, or biased content. It's also geared toward making sure that generative AI respects the international human rights laws. Read more at androidauthority.com. Google's ads business violates antitrust laws. Should break up, EU says. Earlier this year, the U.S. Department of Justice sued, opens in a new tab, Google for breaking antitrust laws with its advertising business. Now, Google is facing the same challenge overseas in the EU as well. Google has a very strong market position in the online advertising technology sector. It collects users' data, it sells advertising space, and it acts as an online advertising intermediary. So Google is present at almost all levels of the so-called ad tech supply chain, said the EU Commission Executive Vice President in charge of competition policy, Margrethe Vestager, in a statement. Our preliminary concern is that Google may have used its market position to favor its own intermediation services. Not only did this possibly harm Google's competitors, but also publishers' interests, while also increasing advertisers' costs. If confirmed, Google's practices would be illegal under our competition rules. Read more at thehackernews.com. Apple expands its on-device nudity detection to combat child sexual abuse material. Communication safety is a feature where we really want to give the child a moment to pause and hopefully get disrupted out of what is effectively a grooming conversation, or at least might be, says Apple's head of user privacy, Eric Neuenschwander. So it's meant to be high friction. It's meant to be that there is an answer which we think is likely right in the child's situation, which is not to move forward, and we really want to make sure they're educated. Read the whole story at wired.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Here's a checklist to put together ahead of your summer travels. Following that list will ensure a safe and enjoyable summer vacation. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know? The Truman Show delusion is a mental condition marked by a patient's belief that they are the star of an imaginary reality show. Approximately 28% of IT professionals hide their career from friends and family to get out of giving free tech support. I belong to the other 72%. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on Earth. Thanks to Muhammad Ali. Just thought you might want to know. And that's a wrap for this week's Cybersecurity News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again next week. And thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.